officially live for New York Mets baseball. And for all my New Yorkers, for all my San Antonio, Texas fans, happy NBA Finals Day. Right now, this is our appetizer for the day. We are doing the New York Mets versus the Seattle Mariners. And the Mets, they are right now trying to avoid a sweep. The Mets lost game one of this series in the 10th, 3-2 on a walk-off hit. And they lost yesterday, excuse me, the second game of this series, 8-3. So, look, again, the Mets are looking to avoid a sweep. And that's where we're at right now. Can they avoid the sweep? The Mets came into this series having won 4 in a row. Now they've lost the last 2. The Mariners currently, they are on a 9-game winning streak. Coming into this series, it was a 7-game winning streak. So this is where we're at right now. And look, we are hoping that the Mets can find a way to get themselves a victory. Find a way to get themselves a W, because look, tomorrow's going to be an off day. Mets don't play tomorrow. So in these last, let me go to the calendar. But if I'm not mistaken, in the last, it is going to be a stretch of about 13 days, something along the lines of that. I'm going to give you the exact right now, though. But okay, so since last Thursday, which was, let me see here. Yeah, the 28th. So the 28th, the Mets were off. Then they played 3 games in a row, and now they went on the road. They're off again tomorrow, and then they play 3 games versus the Padres, and then they're off on Monday. So in the span of those 9 games, the Mets would have had 3 days off. So 9 games in 12 days, it's pretty decent. It's pretty good. You don't get a lot of those during the season. And it's an important game for the Mets, you know. Hopefully they can get themselves a win here. We're in the 2nd inning right now. A.J. Ewing is up. How did the Mets score in the 1st inning? The Mets scored in the 1st inning. They got a single by Bichette, a single by Juan Soto, but then Jared Young hit a ground ball. That should have been a double play to end the inning, but Josh Naylor threw it wide. Ball went to the outfield. Mets got a run. But that was all that they got. And then in this bottom of the 1st, the Mariners got a leadoff home run from J.P. Crawford. We got Mar Films Mariners money line. What is their money line for today? What is it? Look, the Mets are in danger of getting swept. The Mariners got all the momentum. I'm going to go out and think that the Mets will take this game. But let's see. So there was a little bit of delay there with the pitch com, but I think that they're resolved now. And yep, Kirby's about to deliver. First pitch to A.J. Ewing is going to be a first pitch base hit up the middle. So the Mets right now have themselves a lead-off single. Way to go there from A.J. Ewing. Again, folks, tonight we are going to be having the NBA Finals. New York Knicks and the San Antonio Spurs. I am extremely hyped, extremely excited, and ready to go. After this game, we're going to have a little break, and then we're going to be going live for the NBA Finals. First pitch to Melendez. He swings, and he's going to foul it away. No balls and 1 strike. Mets have a runner at first base. A.J. Ewing led off this inning with a leadoff single. Mets have 3 singles to start in this game. MJ Melendez is down 0-1 right now. Boy, I believe Polanco should be ready for the Padres series. That's going to miss outside 1-1. I hope Polanco is ready. Look, I'm not sitting here saying Polanco is the greatest hitter in the world, but Polanco is better than Melendez. Polanco is better than Jared Young. Polanco is better than Brett Beatty, Vientos. He is the 1-1 pitch. Pickoff attempt. Gets back in. I'm not saying Polanco's enormous player. Not saying that, but at the same time, you know, um, he matters. 1-1, 2-1, misses high, but he definitely matters. And if you're the Mets, you want to have him available. You want to have him available. And I want to even take a look at Polanco. I want to take out Polanco's stats in his career. This year, not much. Here's a 2-1 pitch though. Melendez takes a good breaking ball. That is going to be in there. Strike two, 2 balls and 2 strikes. I want to just take a look at Polanco. I know that he's injured, Jorge Polanco. Let me take a quick look at him. Okay, look, Polanco, throughout this year, let me see this pitch and then I'm going to talk about it a little bit after. So we can talk about Polanco possibly coming back Friday. The Mets have an off day tomorrow, Thursday. That's why a game like this is an important game. It's an important game. Here's a 2-2 pitch. That's going to be fouled. Just stays alive. So, Polanco's played in 14 games for the Mets. 56 at-bats, only 10 hits. Not good. 3 doubles, 1 home run. The rest are singles. Struck out 11 times. He has more strikeouts than he has more hits. 5 walks, 2-2. Strike 3. Kirby strikes out MJ Melendez. That's 1 out in the top of the second inning, his 3rd strikeout. But over his career, what are his career numbers? Look, the career numbers for Polanco, he's a 262 hitter, on base 328, and slugging 440. Look, we need at least 240 from him. First pitch to Torrens is going to be in there. Strike 1. So I'm looking forward. What's going on, Cookie So Rookie? Good afternoon, bro. I'm trying to send you a gift, man. What's up with your TikTok? Jared, TikTok keeps saying that I'm violating by not engaging with people. 0-1, strike 2. Another breaking pitch. So yeah, Jared, TikTok keeps saying that I'm violating by not engaging, or I don't even know. I appealed it. They said no. So it's not available for 14 days. And if I'm not mistaken, that's like another 10 days or 9 days left. What can we say? But we got to keep going no matter what, Here's the 0-2 pitch to Torrens. Long hold. Misses outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. We got the New York Mets fan here as well. Jared, New York Mets fan, Cookie So Rockin'. Look, Mets need a win today. Mets definitely need a win today. Big game. They lost 2 in a row to this team. They lost the series. Can't get swept. 1-2. Torrens grounds it. Ewing takes off. So it's going to be the only play is to first. But AJ Ewing moves up to second base. And Carson Bench is coming up right now with an opportunity with a runner in scoring position. Appreciate New York Mets fan for liking the live. Barbara's here. We have people with us on YouTube right now. Shout out to all of you. There's one good thing the Mets have done. They've made Kirby throw 36 pitches. And we're still in the second inning, So that's a good sign. But first pitch to Bench, strike 1. Kirby's definitely throwing the breaking ball a lot more, and he's doing a really good job at dropping that breaking ball in. He's up to 37 pitches, And hopefully Peralta can give some innings, man. I agree. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Bench. Bench takes it high, 1 ball and 1 strike. Jared, you excited for the NBA Finals tonight? New York Mets fan, are you excited for the NBA Finals tonight? Hopefully they will win today. I agree. They need this win. 1-1 pitch. Pitch number 39 for Kirby. Here it is. Misses outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. 2 balls, 1 strike. Come on, Bench. Bench got up in the first at bat, 3-1. And then he proceeded to swing at 2 balls and strike out. Here's the 2-1 pitch coming. That's a strike. Another breaking ball. That breaking ball right now is absolutely lethal right now. The way that breaking ball is The way that breaking ball is dropping in, it's really, really good. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Benj. Benj takes outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Good eye right there. We got Christopher Snyder. Christopher Snyder said, I am pumped for the NBA. I am as well, Christopher. I am. Go New York. Knicks. Let's go Knicks. Mitchell Robinson is going to play tonight. He is available tonight. Here's a 3-2 pitch. Benj hits it to the shortstop. Fielded cleanly. It's going to end the inning. So the Mets get a leadoff runner, but to no avail. They don't score. We are going to the bottom of the second inning. New York Mets fan, I don't watch basketball, only baseball and football. All right, shout out to you in that regard. And football season. How about the trade that happened the other day? Myles Garrett traded to the Rams. I mean, that right there is a big, big move. Jared says, yeah, I think we sneak out of San Antonio with a win tonight. All right, let's go, Jared. Knicks, look, it's an important game. The only thing is that the Knicks haven't played since last Monday. So they've had, again, another 9 days off. So we're hoping that they can, be okay in that regard. They're probably going to start off rusty, but I really think it's going to be a good game, close game. If the Knicks winning, I don't see them winning until the ending of the quarter. I see them pulling away at the ending there. But I see it definitely being a good game, a close game, and a game that we're going to be excited for, New York fans, because, I mean, look, the NBA Finals is back, folks. The NBA Finals, it is officially back. We got Seth with Go Seattle. Oh, my goodness. Seth on Facebook is saying Go Seattle. How could you do that, Seth? How could you do that, Seth? I don't know why. But nonetheless, we appreciate you for being here. Shout out to you. Look, what I was going to say in this regard. Look, we're going to the bottom of the second inning here. It's a 1-1 game. Both teams scored in the first inning. Mets did not score in the second. And now the Mariners are going to be hitting in the bottom of the second. First pitch from Peralta is going to miss high. 1 ball and no strike. And Jonah Tong was optioned back to AAA to work on his command. So he's not with the Mets. 1-0. That's going to be popped up. And Bichette is there on the infield grass. Bichette's going to make that play. That is going to be the first out of the inning. First out of the inning. The Mets odds of winnings over 3.5, it's plus 110. Those are the Mets odds over 3.5. Let's see if they could do it. Let's see if the Mets could get this win. Jesse's here. What's up, Unc? I missed you. Hey, Jesse, what's going on? How you doing? Happy to have you here. Swinging and missing, strike 1. Yeah, you see the Tigers swept the Rays. Jared, that right there is unbelievable. I mean, but that's baseball for you. It's baseball. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Canzone. It's going to be fouled away. 0-2. 0-2. I'm excited for the NBA Finals tonight. Excuse me. It's going to be big. Mariners are on an 8-game win streak right now. Jesse, Spurs on Knicks. That's going to miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Look, I got the Knicks in 6. Knicks in 6. My prediction, the Knicks are going to win it in the Garden. It's my prediction. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Peralta to Canzone. Here it is. Misses in the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Peralta got up to 0-2. I need to see for Peralta. One thing about Peralta, he's gotten ahead of a lot of hitters. And then all of a sudden, he just can't put them away. He can't. And that has to change. 2-2. Ball. And again, exactly what I'm saying. Peralta gets up in the count 0-2. And then it's like he stops being competitive and he just tries to make them chase. And I've been seeing that all year from Peralta. Here's a 3-2 pitch. That's hit hard. but fielded by Simeon. That's going to be the second out of the inning. That ball was hit really hard, but nice play by Simeon to field that baseball. But look, that's the thing about baseball. Like, look, I'm not sitting here saying that you up 0-2, you always gonna throw pitches down the middle. I agree not, but we're seeing Peralta just doesn't have good pitches in the sense of putting people away. First pitch, that's gonna be a base hit up the middle. So Peralta gets himself a 2-out base hit. Mariners have a runner at first base right now. Jesse, what do you think? J-Rod is here as well. George, I'm not sure if Jesse's still here, but Jesse, who you got? Spurs or Knicks? And how many games? I got Knicks in 6. We got Sol Ramirez. Bienvenido, Sol Ramirez. ¿Cómo está? Espero que todo está bien. Muchas gracias por llegando aquí. All right, here's the first pitch to Emerson. That's going to be a swing and a miss. Strike 1. No balls and 1 strike. Cole Emerson is a rookie. We got Ronald Duffney with hi. What's going on, Ronald? How you doing? First time I ever see you here? Welcome. Pleasure to have you here. 0-1 pitch. Misses. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ronald, are you a Mets fan? Are you a Mariners fan? J-Rod, how you doing though? Are you hype about the Knicks? What fitted or snapback you rocking today? Which one? Here's the 1-1 pitch. Long hold by Peralta. Finally delivers it. Misses inside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Check my last post. All right, I got you. I'm going to have to check that out there. I'm going to have to check out the fire. I'm going to have to check out the fire from J-Rod. 100% got to check out the fire. 2 balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. That's going to be grounded. Peralta fields it, runs it, tosses it, and that's going to end the inning. So Peralta gives up a 2-out single. That's all. We are going to the 3rd inning, and the Mets are going to have 2, 3, and 4. Bichette, Soto, both Bichette and Soto are 1 for 1. And then they are going to have, what's his name? They're going to have Jared Young. And Ronald Duffy is a Mets fan. Nice. I've been a Mets fan, Ronald, on YouTube. I've been a Mets fan since 1998. My childhood days. And I believe I became a Mets fan because of Mike Piazza. Just seeing how great Mike Piazza was, I mean, that was a privilege to watch, you know. And I mean, it was really, really, you know, great to watch Piazza, to see. And you know, it's ironic the Mets acquired Mike Piazza in 1998 as well. So I'm very confident that I'm a Mets fan. As a child, I chose that team because of Mike Piazza. He's the GOAT catcher, the hitting GOAT of all catchers. He's the GOAT. 100% Mike Piazza is the GOAT for hitting catchers, without a doubt. I see the fire from J-Rod, and you got the jersey on as well. I see the fire from J-Rod. It's NBA Finals Day, folks. We're going to be live streaming this game as well. I can't wait. I'm telling you, folks, I cannot wait for the NBA Finals tonight. We're in a commercial break right now. And as soon as the game is back on, we're going to be talking about it. We got Seth here, J-Rod, George, New York Mets fan, and Jared here. I'm not in New York now. I'm in Toronto. But I can imagine that New York, the vibes in New York are just next level right now. I am very, very much confident that the New York vibes right now are just next level right now. Let's go, New York. Shohei Ohtani through 9 starts. ERA is 0.82. Wow. First pitch to Bichette. Bichette takes a strike. No balls and 1 strike. George Kirby, him and Peralta's pitch counts are pretty high. George Kirby just threw his 43rd pitch. We're in the 3rd inning. 0-1 pitch. That's going to be fouled away. Swung at a ball. But that's going to be 0-2 right now. Now Bichette immediately has to go into protective mode. That's the Precious Achua City Edition jersey from 2023. That's fire. 0-2. Bichette has himself another base hit. So Bichette, after getting down 0-2, he's 2 for 2 in this game. Seth says on YouTube, Seattle is tough. I agree. Look, they're on a 9-game winning streak. 9-game winning streak. But, you know, I'm hoping the Mets can at least get this one. Get this one win. Avoid the sweep because, look, if the Mets get this win, then a 3-3 road trip is doable. But if they lose, they're not sweeping the Padres. I'm sorry, I just don't see them sweeping the Padres. I don't see that. And I think they could win maybe the series, but then maybe what, 2-4? First pitch to Soto. He swings at that first pitch and fouls back. So yeah, you know, if the Mets lose this game, I could see them taking 2 out of 3 from the Padres, but not sweeping the Padres. So that means that the Mets will have a 2-4 road trip if they even take the series. But you know, let's see. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Soto. Soto takes low. 1 ball, 1 strike. And Kirby, he is Willie. ¿Cómo está, Willie? Espero que todo está bien, Willie. Kirby, that's pitching. He's actually from New York. Rye, New York. I've been there before to Rye Playland. Rye Playland, if you're a kid, is legendary. 1-1. That's a good pitch right there. Strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That's a good breaking ball right there. Yeah, I'm telling you, a lot of people rocking Knicks gear right now in the city. Jared, I'm telling you, the vibes over there must be no joke. Soto hit here, man. Hey, I Dope Saucy's here. Let's go, man. Come on, Soto. He's 1 for 1 on the day. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Soto takes outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. That's a good take right there by Soto. Soto's talking to the catcher right now. My God. It's interesting seeing Soto's approach, though. Soto, when he is at a 2 strikes, his whole approach changed. His stance, too. 2-2. Fouled away. Even his stance changes. And I agree, Seth. It's going to be tough. But I think that the Mets could maybe take 2 out of 3 from the Padres. And winning the first game Friday will be essential to that. Essential. You know? And then look, after this road trip, the Mets got a 6-game homestand. That's big. 2-2 pitch. Soto pops it up. Crawford, the shortstop's there. Is going to make the play. That's going to be the first out of the inning. Soto's retired. Look, after this, the Mets are going to be going to San Diego Friday the 5th, Saturday the 6th, and Sunday the 7th. Monday the 8th, they're off. But then the 9th through the 11th, they have a 3-game set with the Cardinals where, look, the Cardinals beat the Mets in a series earlier. And look, all right, let me see the pitch to Jared Young first. Jared Young, first pitch, ball 1. Look, what's his name? Look, the Mets lost the series to the Cardinals earlier. Mets cannot afford to lose to the Cardinals this series. Why? Tiebreakers. The Mets and Cardinals very well could be in a scenario to end the season 1-0. That's going to be a base hit by Jared Young. Bichette pulls in only to second. He wasn't going to be able to go first to third there, but first and second right now, Mets have another opportunity. Seth says the Phillies are a scary team. Look, Phillies are a good team. They just got to prove it in the playoffs. It's just as simple as that. They always often have great regular seasons, but it's the playoffs that they gotta get over the hump, you know? Yeah, Don Mattingly, you gotta give a shout out to him. But yeah, the Mets, look, the Mets are playing the Cardinals. Then for the first time after the Cardinals, which minimum the Mets need to win the series. Minimum. Mets, that's gonna be ball 1 to Beatty. If the Mets lose the series to the Cardinals, then they lost the season series to the Diamondbacks 4-2. That means if they tie with the Diamondbacks later on, they won't get the spot because the Diamondbacks had the tiebreaker. 1-0. Ball inside 2-0. Now, but we're in June. Why am I talking about that? Because this stuff matters, what we saw last year. So the Mets, they got the Cardinals. Must win 2 out of 3. A sweep will be great. If the Mets lose the series to the Cardinals, let's see the 2-0 pitch and we'll finish. 2-0. Fouled away. Missed the pitch to hit. If the Mets lose the series to the Cardinals, that's 2 teams that they have already lost the season series to, and that if they tie with them at the ending of the year, that could kick them out of the playoffs. Joseph is here. What's going on? How you doing, fam? You all right? We're here. Yeah, we're live right now on Facebook. We're live on YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok. 2-1. Brett Beatty, maybe a double play ball. They're going to get the out at second, but that's all. They're only going to get the out there at second base. So right now, it is first and third with 2 outs. Yes, the Mets play the Braves next week. Shout out to Cruz, best barber in Toronto, in my opinion. Best barber there. Got to give love in that regard there. But, yeah, look. So the Mets, without a doubt, they cannot afford to lose. It just can't. Let's go Mets. You already know, New York Mets fan on TikTok. Jared, I can't believe Bichette has 2 hits. I agree. I mean, 2 hits in his first 2 at-bats. Finally. But, hey, Mets need a big hit now to take a lead. Semien is up right now. This is Semien's second at-bat already. Here is the first pitch to Semien. It's going to be fouled back. Strike 1. No balls and 1 strike. Kirby, look, Kirby's thrown a lot of pitches. Kirby's already thrown 58 pitches. We're only in the 3rd inning. You know, that's solid. It means that the Mets can have a chance to get into the bullpen pretty early. But you want to attack him. Here's the 0-1 pitch right now. Semien fouls it back again. 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes right now. 0-2. The Mets hitters have been having to stay honest because the breaking ball for Kirby's been really, really good. And the fastball's 97, 98. 0-2 pitch. Semien, did he go? Oh my gosh, man. Yikes. This umpire at first base, I don't know about that. Did he go? I don't know, man. Well, nonetheless, the Mets, Semien, the umpire said he did go. That's the ending of the inning. We are going to the bottom of the 3rd. Back-to-back innings, the Mets had runner in scoring position, and they don't score. In the 2nd inning, they had a runner at second with 2 outs, didn't score. In this 3rd inning, they had a runner at second with 1 out and a runner at 3rd with 2 outs. They do not score. And look, I mean, these are the things that are just going to have to change with the team. It's just as simple as that. Eagles are favored to get TJ Watt. That'll be fire. I saw somebody make a prediction that they think the Eagles are going to get Crosby from the Raiders. I saw somebody make that prediction. But yeah, look, this is the thing with the Mets, guys. This is the thing. They just always find a way to not get big hits. And look, is it a guarantee Polanco's coming back Friday? Probably not. I mean, it's not a guarantee, but it's a chance he is gonna come back Friday, Polanco. And but he's not gonna play first base. I know. And first base is on David Stearns. It's as simple as that. But Polanco's better than Jared Young. Polanco's better than Mark Vientos. Even if Polanco's going to be a DH. Polanco's better than Brett Beatty. Polanco's better than, is he better than Semien hitting? I think so. I'm going to say Semien. So he's better than Alvarez, even though Alvarez is not playing. But look, maybe on the homestand, Alvarez will be back. Alvarez is playing in a rehab assignment right now. He actually played yesterday. And Kodai Senga, he is pitching today. Senga, 1-0. Strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike from Peralta. You know, so Alvarez played yesterday, which, by the way, let me see if I could even get a quick update on that. Let me see if I could get a quick update. That's going to miss outside. 2 balls and 1 strike right now. 2 balls and 1 strike. I actually did see an update that Alvarez was hitting the ball pretty well. 2-1. That's going to be, strike. Umpire missed that call. Terens is challenging it. Umpire called the ball, but it's a strike. It's 2-2. And the Mets win that challenge. Yes. So both Polanco and Alvarez, they were in the lineup yesterday. Polanco is hitting second, and at DH, Alvarez is hitting third at catcher. Let's see here. So that the Mets win the challenge. Here's the 2-2 pitch right now. Hit hard. It's gonna be a double, maybe even a triple. Maybe even a triple. Nah, Crawford has his second extra base hit of the day. Peralta cannot get him out. Cannot get him out. Alvarez was looking pretty good yesterday. Let me see here. And Met fans, what do you think about Vientos? What he said in his press conference? What do you think about that? I'm gonna tell you all what he said, but give me a second here. I'm just trying to see any update if we have on. No, so we don't have a full update on Alvarez. All we know is that both of them played. Polanco and Alvarez played in a rehab game yesterday. That's all we know for now. But 1 ball, no strike to Julio. Mets are in danger right now, giving up a tie game. 1-0. Misses 2-0. So now here we go, Peralta. And already Peralta's up to what? 43 pitches, right? 44 pitches right now. 44 pitches. We're in the third inning right now. Here's the 2-0 pitch right now. That's going to miss outside as well. 3-0. And the umpire says he doesn't go, so it's 3-0. Let's see here. All right. It's going to be the 3-0 pitch coming right now. Yeah, there's really not much news in that regard. But I believe tomorrow on the off day, we're going to get more updates about Polanco and Alvarez. But it's a 3-0 count right now. And Arozarena, he's... Oh, my gosh. .3-0 right now from Peralta. Here it is. Ball 4. Just 4 pitched walked Julio. And now the Mariners have runners at first and second with no outs in this inning. Mets always struggle with runners in scoring position. I agree. We had been bad and we had Senga in AAA. Yeah, Senga's pitching today. Jared. Yeah, that's tough. Crawford playing better, I'm telling you. Well, oh no, it's not Arozarena. It's Josh Naylor right now. Can he get a double play right now? First pitch to Naylor. Ball 1. So, I think Freddie Peralta does this like every game. What? He has moments where he just gives up 5, 6, 7 straight balls. And it's just like, oh my gosh, man. 1-0 pitch. 6 in a row out the zone. What a joke, man. 6 in a row out of the zone. It's hard to watch him. I'm telling you, I-Dope. Freddie Peralta's a joke. How is this guy an all-star in Milwaukee? I don't know, man. 2-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. And Naylor helped him out because that was another ball right there. Yeah, Peralta's not an ace. Look, I've said it, and I'll say it again. Peralta, can he turn it around? Yes, I'll give him that. It's not too late. But, hold on. 2-1. Popped up. Shallow left. Melendez is there. He's going to make the play. So that's going to be the first out of the inning. 1 away. First and second with Arozarena coming up. Look, the Brewers made him look good. But what I want to say about Peralta is that he keeps nibbling and his control's just been horrible. I mean, it's been an absolute disaster, his control. Really, really bad control. And, you know, first pitch to Arozarena. Grounded. Can they get 2? Oh, foul ball. Beatty is so lucky right there. If that was a fair ball, oh boy, Beatty booted it. If that ball would have went fair, bases loaded, 1 out. That would have been an infield single. They weren't turning a double play there, but they could have had a force at third. Nonetheless, they get a strike there. I'm telling you. And Jeek, look, the Mets, it's 1-1. I mean, I can't say anything other than that. Now, what I will say by Peralta, I know that I've been saying that Peralta can turn it around. Okay. 0-1 pitch. Grounded. Can they get it? They're going to get 1 at 2. Simeon and going to get a double play. So the Mets get out of it. All right. We take it. They get the double play. Huge double play there. We're going to the 4th inning. That's big. Look, Peralta can change it. But, okay, first off, if the Mets are 15, 20 games under 500 at the trade deadline, he'll get traded. 100%. You're not going to keep him. But in any case, which I highly doubt it, but in any case that he is with the Mets and the Mets are, let's say the Mets are 15 games under 500 by the trade deadline and they don't trade him, and he starts pitching good, 15 games under 500, yo, I'm sorry, they better not make that dumb mistake. Oh, we're going to pay him like an ace because he pitched for a team that was out of contention, no pressure. So we're going to pay him, like an ace. No way. That's unacceptable right there. iDope Saucy, I'm telling you, they 100% bail them out. That's what I don't get about certain teams. Like some teams, they just get so overzealous. They get so anxious. They get so, like, oh my gosh, I gotta swing. I gotta go now. And it just doesn't make sense. Seth says Sanchez is an ace from the Phillies. Nah, he's not the ace of the Phillies. I know he's on a 44. I give him a 2. Zach Wheeler is the ace of the Phillies. No way. Zach Wheeler's the ace. Sanchez, I'll give him 2. He's a good 2 starter, but I can't give him an ace on a good team. If he went to the Dodgers, I cannot sit here and say, now, has he pitched good in the playoffs? He has. He definitely has. But I can't still put him in that I can't put him in a Tarek Skubal, Paul Skeens area. I can't put him there yet, The thing is, all the Mets have to do is just win today and take 2 out of 3 in San Diego. Michael, 100%. That's why I'm saying they must win today, because if they lose today, that means they're not sweeping the Padres. The best that I give them is 2 out of 3, but that will be a failure because it'll be a 2-4 road trip. So you got to win today. Strike 1 to AJ Ewing. No balls and 1 strike right now. Look, remember, if you're on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, TikTok, give a like, subscribe, help the channel grow. 0-1, that's going to be strike 2. Help this channel grow. Push it. Tonight, we are going to be live for the NBA Finals. They make this look like torture every single day. It's tough. The game, look, yesterday just got away. 0-2, misses. 1-2, good take. Yesterday's game just got away. Okay. But what's today? Today's Wednesday. The Monday game, I made a video, Michael, about Juan Soto. 1-2 pitch. That's going to be hit. Fielded by the third baseman. Makes the throw, and he's going to make the out there. First out. Look, Juan Soto, it's on my YouTube. And even I did a reel of it on TikTok, a short video on TikTok as well, Instagram. Juan Soto has not been clutch for the Mets. Monday, we went to extra innings. Soto was the leadoff hitter. I get it. You're not going to be perfect all the time, but Soto has got to come through in moments like that. First pitch to Melendez, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Jared says, I think the Padres are going to touch Sanchez tonight. All right, let's see. I had to read a comment from Ethan. Ethan also said that the Tigers are 25-38. Yup, just like Jared said, Tigers got a sweep. How do we expect the Mets to turn their season around when they can't even do the bare minimum? Just even take 3 out of 3 on a road trip looks like cutting off an arm and leg against. Hey, I agree, Michael. I agree. But look, let's see this game so far. 1-1 pitch. Misses inside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Look, the only thing I can say is we got to give credit because the Mariners are a good pitching team. Look, Alvarez may be coming back on the homestand, and 2-1. Misses outside, 3-1. Look, I know I'm not an Alvarez fan, that he's very inconsistent, but I don't think, all right, I don't know if he's a better, like, disciplined hitter than Torrens. 3-1. Fouled away. Like, Alvarez, there's moments where he strikes out and he looks so bad, but it still doesn't change the fact his bat is important to the Mets. Just keeping it honest. So Sanger, if Alvarez comes back, Alvarez back to being a bat, 3-2, ball 4. Mets have a runner at first base. Alvarez comes back. If Polanco comes back, that changes stuff. That changes things. And they need these guys. They need these guys. Look, my hope on the Mets is counting that people like Polanco, first Lindor, but of course Lindor, we don't know when. But people like Lindor, Polanco are going to come back and be healthy. Luis Torrens is up, first pitch. Ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. So Kirby, the pitcher for the Mariners, is already up to 70 pitches. That's good. Really, really good. I mean, they're not scoring runs off of Kirby. His last 2 starts, Kirby's been giving up a lot of runs, but they're making him work at least. 1-0 pitch. Torrens takes it right down the middle. Strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. 1 ball, 1 strike right now. Only reason I'm still in tune is hopefully Lindor and Polanco and Alvarez can turn it around. Look, exactly, Michael. That's it. If those guys don't come back, let me see after this pitch. 1-1 pitch. Torrens. Oh, boy, Melendez took off. And Torrens swinging gets the base hit. And now the Mets have first and second. Look, Melendez was running on his own. It wasn't a design hit and run. But Melendez slid at second. He wasn't able to go first to third. So that's tough right there. I mean, you understand. It can't happen there. I mean, it happens. Stuff like that happens. But look, yeah, Michael, 100%. If Lindor, Polanco, Alvarez come back and they're effective, I believe in the Mets making the playoffs. If they don't, or if they come back and they're not effective, it's over. It's a done deal. Benj is up right now with another opportunity. First pitch. Benj takes a ball. Did he go? I don't know if he went. Not sure if that. Yeah, Benj did not go. 1 ball, no strike right now. Third time around the order for the Mets. We're in the 4th inning. Seth said Bo would be gone. Look, Bo's 2 for 2. I'm going to just enjoy that 2 for 2 right now. We got a step off by the pitcher there. Not going to lie. I thought he went. No lie. Me too. Yeah, nothing you could do there. Detroit Tigers back on Friday. The Tigers are off tomorrow. Shout out. Who they playing, Ethan? 1-0. Oof. Strike 1. That was a good pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike. Serious question for you. For you, bro. Mets make the playoffs. You bring in Mendoza back? Oh, my gosh, man. All right, hold on. 1-1 pitch. That's going to be a base hit for Benj. Melendez had to wait up to make sure that that ball was going to get through. So, look, the Mets have the bases loaded right now with Bo Bichette. And Bo Bichette, look, arguably one of Bo Bichette's biggest at-bats of the season for the Mets is right now. Right now, Bo Bichette, arguably one of his biggest at-bats. Look, Jared, to answer your question, if the Mets make it to the wild card and they're eliminated and they look bad, nah, I'm not bringing him back. If the Mets go on a deep playoff run, they go on a deep playoff run, dare I say they get to the World Series and win, you got to bring Mendoza back. You got to. But if they make it to the playoffs and they're like, you know, like kind of like the Reds last year and they get swept, nah, I'm not bringing them back. If they don't make the playoffs, it's like it's a done deal. He's not coming back. But if the Mets made it to the World Series, or yeah, if they made it to the World Series or something like that, how can we not bring him back, Met fans? Especially with everything he went through, you know? And look, first pitch to Bichette. Let's see it. Come on, Bichette. Ball one. There you go, Bichette. I like the take there. Take the pitch. Make the pitch work. Make the pitcher work. We got Jay Nunez here. What's going on? New York Mets fan. The Mets need their injured players back, a strong manager and leadership in order to win more games. I agree. I'm going to say this last thing about Mendoza. 1-0. That's going to be a double play. Oh, base hit. Yes. Bichette gets the base hit. Terrence being waved home. 2 RBI single. Bo Bichette, I thought that was a double play, man. I thought that was a double play to end the inning. 2 RBI base hit. The Mets lead it right now 3-1. Bo Bichette, 3 at-bats, 3 singles in the first 4 innings. Let's go, man. Wow, I thought that was a double play for sure. For sure, I thought that was a double play, but hey, we take it. We take it. Let's go. Look, what I was gonna say about Mendoza and I'm gonna throw Stearns into this. Now Soto, come on, Soto. First pitch. Soto grounds it, and he's gonna hit into a double play. Inning over. No, my bad. No double play. Soto ran it out. No double play. All right. So 2 outs now, but no double play there for Soto. I can appreciate that. I just want Soto to be healthy. I hope his calf is well. To me, let's go Mets. Him and Soto got to come through. I agree. Look, Soto, I'll give him that he beat it out. I'll give him that. To me, to even consider bringing Mendy back, he has to bare minimum show life in the NLDS. NLDS, nah, for me, has to be NLCS or greater. Or not even World Series. But is Bo back? I hope so. Sean is here. What's going on? Here's the first pitch. That's gonna be a swing and a miss. Yes, dope. That's what I'm talking about. Like, it's like, I get it. He's Juan Soto, but Soto, like, this pitcher's struggling, man. Why are you helping him? You know, you're helping him when you do that, and that's what some of these players, they don't get it. They don't help. They help the pitchers. Pick off attempt. Look, yes, Sean, I will be doing the finals tonight. You sure about that? Look, what I was gonna say, Met fans, and I want you to please answer this. Please, Met fans, let me know what you say. Let me know. Soto takes off. They throw through, and Soto's safe, and Benj is gonna steal home. Wow, what a job. So the Mets double steal right there and steal. The Mets triple stealed, matter of fact. Triple steal for the Mets. Stole second, stole home. I know stole home counts as the run, but I'm counting a triple steal. That's what I'm calling it for now. I know it's a double steal technically, but to steal the run there, the Mets, let's be honest, I did not think the Mets were going to get this 4th run. Mets stole a run right here. They stole a run right here. I think they're challenging it, though. Mariners are challenging this call to see if Soto was safe. I think Soto was safe, clearly. But Shed is seeing the ball better. I agree. Yeah, no double play, though. And it was his soft. Let's see. Yeah, Soto beat it. Soto was 100% safe. Nah, Soto was safe there. Soto safe. Yo, they better not change this, man. They better not change this. Nah, I don't think he scored before the tag. I think no run will count. But I'm telling you, they better not overturn this, man. If they overturn this, I'm going to have to do a video about the replay in the MLB. If they overturn this, I'm going to do a video. Maybe not tonight, tomorrow. I will definitely do a video like this. Soto was not out right there. They're taking way too long for this. Way too long. Let me see it right here. Okay, Soto's on. Nah, he didn't come off. Nothing there. Nothing there. Soto's safe, man. Look, okay, but Met fans, I put more blame on David Stearns than Carlos Mendoza. What do you all feel about that? What do you all feel about that? If we're gonna let go of, I know both of them came together, okay, but if we're gonna blame Mendoza, which Mendoza's made some really bad decisions, I'm not backing away from that, but I'm sorry. Call stands, yeah. Soto was safe. No way you're changing that call. No way. So the Mets steal a run. But look, Met fans, if you had to put more blame, do you put more blame on Stearns or Mendoza? Who do you put more blame on, Met fans? Please, I'm curious to see. Michael, Jay Nunez, any Met fan that's here, New York Mets fan, Jared, 1-1 pitch to Young. Ball outside, 2 balls, 1 strike. I put more blame on Stearns. Frankie Montas. Really? You let Severino go. Oh, Jose Iglesias. 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. 2-2. Come on, don't help the pitcher, man. Clay Holmes was good. Who else? Not having depth in the starting pitching. I mean, you know, 2-2. Fouled away. We're going to do it again at 2-2. All the Mets have to do is just stay alive and until before Lindor and Albie come back. 100%, Michael. You're right. You're 100% right. That's what I'm putting hope on. Because look, anybody that tells me Lindor, and now with Benj, what he's doing, 2-2, grounded to the first base side, and it hits the bag. And the Mets are going to get another run. Wow. And a double. Wow. That's the type of luck we need right there. Oh my gosh. The ball hit the bag. Naylor had that ball 100 out of 100 times. He's going to make that an easy play. And it hit the bag. And it just went the opposite way. Wow. Mets get another run. Seth says he blames the owner. Wow. Mendoza from Jared. Mendoza super frustrating, man. But Stearns constructed this team. For me, it's on him. I agree. Yeah, I agree with both statements. If I had to choose one, I'm going more Stearns. Swing and a miss by Brett Beatty. Look, with Benj now, okay, nobody can sit here and tell me if the Mets had a lineup of Benj, because I'm sorry, I'm not taking Benj out of the leadoff spot just because Lindor's back. I'm not. I'm sorry. 0-1. Strike 2. I'm putting Benj leading off. I'll put Lindor second. Lindor will be second hitter. Then I will put Soto third. Then I would put Bichette fourth. Then Bichette, I'll put Polanco. And we'll go on from there. But, or you can mix, but I'm not moving Benj from leadoff. But nobody can tell me that a lineup with Lindor, Soto, and Bichette, if all three of them are hitting, nobody can tell me that that team doesn't have a chance. That team has a chance. But we need to see it, though. You know, we need to see it. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Beatty fouls it away. 0-2. We're going to do it again. New York Mets fan says both just for different reasons. All right, Freddie gotta get a cleaning now. I'm telling you, I dope saucy. He better, man. Let's go Mets. Michael says, okay. Let me see what Michael says. I'm gonna get to your comment right now. It's 100% Stearns, but Mendy is just a body bag for him before the crosshairs on his head. I agree. But I put more of the blame on what's his name? More of the blame on Stearns because of the construction. But then again, look, 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Not a good pitch for Beatty to swing at. But look, the Mets get a 4 spot. This 4th inning took The top 4 took very long. Look, Freddie Peralta, I'm telling you, he needs to do the job right now. He needs to do the job right now. Let's go Mets. They just let him steal home. Yup. 5-inning Freddie. Look, Francisco Lindor, we need him to pull through right now. We 100% need him to pull through right now because last start, Mets gave Freddie Peralta 4-0 lead, 5-1 lead, 6-2 lead, and he just kept giving up runs. Freddie Peralta better hold this lead now. The most frustrating thing for me was the deadline last year. Stearns made horrible moves. All right, the only horrible move that I could say was Cedric Mullins. Look, Helsley, I'm sorry, man. Helsley, he just choked. His first outing with the Mets as a bullpen person, he was electric. He just choked. And I'm telling you, Helsley came into so many games last year with a chance to give us a win if he would have just been serviceable. And he gave up so many games. So I put a lot of, I can't put that on Stearns, in my opinion. Cedric Mullins, yes. That, I don't care what. Cedric Mullins was never the bat. Never was he the bat that was good. And also Stearns, I agree. Last year, he didn't get a starting pitcher. And how could you not get a starting pitcher when you saw what the Mets were going through? I mean, you know, it's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. 100% acceptable. Shout out to everybody that's with us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, TikTok. You already know. Got to send the God bless to every single one of you. Appreciate all of you for being here. Like for you, what does this team have to do for Stearns to keep his job in 2027? Look, Michael, it's World Series. NLCS is not good enough for me because they did it in 2024. It's not good enough. It's World Series. If this team doesn't get to a World Series, Stearns, in my opinion, has to go. I can't give them that. Oh, but no, I can't. Because look, what is one thing that us Met fans want? 1-1 pitch. Fouled away. Is that going to get out of play? Beatty's going for it. Beatty almost made the play. Sliding play, but he couldn't come up with it. Look, what do we want as Met fans? We want this torture to stop. The torture of we have to go through the first month, 2 months, 3 months of just being horrible. And then the last months, we just go on a complete run and win. Don't get me wrong. I take that. But geez, man. 1-2. Ball. 2-2. I want the Mets to be an organization that year after year, we are seeing a good team. And I know that every team goes through slumps. 2-2, strike 3. Strike out there for strike 3 there. 1 away. Look, I think that's what all of us Met fans want. I know we know our team is not going to win the World Series every year. But, you know, why can't we start off April 500, May 500, you know? And 2022 was a prime example, minus the end of the season, the collapse. Even though they were so good that they won 100 games, they made the playoffs, but they collapsed at the end of the season. 1-0. That's going to be a base hit. So that's going to be a 1-out single there for the Mariners. You know, I believe all of us Met fans. So, Cepeda, Michael, if it's not World Series for me, I don't bring Stearns back, and I don't bring Stearns and Mendoza back. But I do think Cohen will bring them back, though. I'm just saying that what I think. Seth says Seattle has to pull Kirby. I think that's his last inning. Canzone, first pitch, misses outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Come on, Freddie. Helsley cost us a season. And Greg Soto, being overworked by Mendoza. Yeah, Helsley move was a good move. 1-0. That's going to miss low. 2-0. Freddie is getting traded soon. If the Mets are out of contention, I agree. We are a decent team. It just hurts we get hurt a lot. Look, I'm believing in Lindor, Polanco coming back and being healthy. I'm going to leave it at that. And look, to judge David Stearns, to judge Stearns, 2-0, misses outside. That was a ball, but umpire calls it a strike, 2-1. I want to see how the season plays out. I really want to see the season play out. I really, really do. 2 balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Misses again. 3-1. Here comes Freddie Peralta now. Now he can't throw a strike right now. Would you trade Freddie Peralta for Adley Rutschman? I think that's a no-brainer because Rutschman, is he in the final year of his deal? 3-1 pitch. Hit hard. Back-to-back base hit. So for Peralta gets the first out, and now he gives up a back-to-back hard hit singles. And now what you can't do if you're a pitcher is your team gives you 4 runs and you give 1 back. You give 2 back. You give 3 back. You cannot do that if you're Peralta. I dope saucy. Look, let's see what's about to happen. If we got Cody or Tucker, it would have been amazing. Yeah, it would have. But look, I'm happy with the team that the Mets got if they're healthy, in the sense of Lindor and them and the guys. Soto, it's just that they're gonna have to put it through. It's a big at bat here. First pitch, strike 1 from Peralta to Pereda. Pereda, 3-run home run yesterday, and he has a single in this game. So I really want Samuel Basallo, but Baltimore has 8-year control over him. 0-1, swing and a miss again. 0-2. Yeah, look, catcher Yordan Alvarez. Yordan Alvarez, he's not a catcher. What do you mean catcher? Oh, wait, Michael, let me know what you mean there. Yordan Alvarez. Which Yordan Alvarez you talking about? Curious about that. Here's the 0-2 pitch right now. Peralta, he's up in the count. Let's see what he's about to do. 0-2 in the dirt. 1-2. Look, Freddie Peralta better not go to a 3-2 count. That's all I got to say right now. Freddie Peralta better not go to a 3-2 count right now. I'm ready to listen to the Detroit Tigers. Ethan's happy about his Detroit Tigers. Let's go. Step off there. No, like, he can hit like Yordan as a catcher. Oh, okay. Wow. Yeah, Mets are going to have to give up a lot to get somebody like him. But, Michael, how far do you think is Chris Suero? I think that's his name, the Mets prospect. 1-2, fouled away. That prospect the Mets have, the catcher Chris Suarez, something like that, how far away you think he is? Because, look, for me, I'm giving Alvarez this year. If Alvarez can't wake up this year, I'm sorry. That's it. In my book, I can't go any further. 1-2, 2-2. Peralta, you better not go to a 3-2 count, Peralta. That's all I got to say. All I got to say. Either way, they can't rely on Alvarez anymore. I agree. But I give him this season. If nothing changes, you got to cut your ways with him. You got to. Here's a 2-2 pitch, folks. Full count, man. You get ahead. You're facing the 8th hitter. You get ahead on the 8th hitter. You're up 0-2. And you throw him the same pitch 3 times. We may have a pitch clock violation. Hold on. He called timeout twice. Wait. There may be an ejection now. They saying the umpire said he called timeout twice. Let me see. Let me see. Can you call timeout twice? Is that let me get some. Can MLB hitters call timeout twice in an AB? They're not announcing fully what happened. Yeah, it says no. MLB hitters are limited to exactly 1 timeout per plate appearance. That's what they're saying. But Gary Cohen on the radio, I mean on the TV, he's saying he's not too sure if what's being called. But yeah, so I think that they call him out. I think there's a second out, folks. Freddie Peralta gets a gift. He's trying to explain to Julio Rodriguez. They didn't announce what happened, folks. We're going to find out maybe soon. Nonetheless, the Mets get a gift. 2 outs. After Freddie Peralta. Look, Freddie Peralta was up 0-2. First pitch. Strike 1. Let me see here. Hold on. Let me see what they announced. Clock violation. Timeout violation. Yeah. He called his second. That I heard it, but Gary Cohen and them were a little undecided with what they were saying. Strike. Yeah, so he called the second timeout, but you only get 1 timeout per plate appearance. So Freddie Peralta gets a gift there. He better cash in. 0-1. Swing and a miss again. 0-2. Never seen a strikeout violation. Me neither. Like that, calling timeout for the second time. I've never seen that. Here's the 0-2 pitch right now. Fouled away. Actually, I take that back. I was thinking of someone else. Bruh, they expect him to be a top 5 prospect for us in the next 2 to 3, but we got to win now. Yeah, I didn't know how far away he was, honestly. Oh, you take that back? I feel like his timeline may actually be next year. 0-2 pitch. Ball. 1-2. Peralta, you're up 0-2. You better not go back to a 3-2 count. Oh my gosh. Francisco Lindor, chill, man. 1-2. Strike 3. Inning over. Look, the Mariners have been helping out the Mets. I ain't gonna front. It's the Seattle Mets today. To start off, it's the Seattle Mets versus the New York Mets because the Mariners are doing some dumb things today. If I'm being honest, Peralta got horrible control. I'm telling you, he does. His control has been horrible. Again, I'm telling you, iDope Sauce, he bailed out. If I'm being on, yeah, I'm telling you, it is. Look, I take it, man, and I go back to this. Look, the Mets make the playoffs and they have a deep run. I'm not giving Peralta an 8-year deal. It's not gonna happen. I'm sorry. I'm not doing that. I will give him 3, maybe 4, but maybe a 3-year deal. And the Mets need a real ace. I can't leave to say, yeah, Freddie Peralta is gonna be an ace for the Mets. Chill. I just can't do that. I don't believe in that. And I hope the Mets see that because he's a good pitcher. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he's a bad pitcher, but I feel more comfortable with him as being a 3rd starter. But look, what I will say is something's got to go with the pitching coach for the Mets because Nolan McLean's control last year wasn't this bad. Nolan McLean's control this year, horrible. Horrible. We've seen some Mets pitchers where their control is just horrible. So, I'm interested. Francisco Lindor, we are all watching Game 1 tonight. Francisco, you already know. I'm excited. He's the definition of he's only the best for one team. Once he gets traded, he starts declining. Bruh. Yeah, they're showing the replay now of the strikeout for Parada. Then he steps out of the box. He says timeout again. First pitch to Simeon. That's going to be a lead-off line out to center field. 1 away. 1 pitch, 1 out. Bazardo's in. Kirby's out of the game. Yeah, he couldn't. He called for a timeout pretty much. Just like Sean Manaea, he was amazing in 2024 and fell off. Yep. Yeah, Manaea's been. Look, we can't give him a little credit though. Yeah, Jared, good call there. Manaea has been a little better lately. We can give him that. He's earned the chance to give a start. First pitch to AJ Ewing, strike 1. No balls, 1 strike. They're expecting Chris Suero in 2027. I love him because he's a catcher and a utility player as well. Wow. Look, the Mets will need a catcher unless Alvarez seizes it, but they will need a catcher. Here's the 0-1 pitch right now. Misses low, 1 ball, 1 strike. Because in the Brewers, he's insane. Once he got traded to the Mets, he declined. I agree. But look, the Brewers hid some of his flaws, the Brewers, because they were a good team last year. So they hid some of his flaws. But 1-1, that's going to be a base hit for A.J. Ewing. So the Mets have another runner. A.J. Ewing has 2 singles in this game. Look, Jarrett informed me that it's been the same thing from Freddie Peralta with the Brewers last year. Even though he was 17-6, he was 5-inning Freddie. And throughout his whole career, he's been 5-inning Freddie. Why did Sean Manaea get moved to the bullpen? At spring training, he was looking really bad. His velocity was like 90, 89, 90. And the Mets were worried. They couldn't give him that. Melendez swings the first pitch, fouls it away, strike 1. So, you know, that regard. But he's gotten it up to 94 recently, so that's a good sign. And Peterson's just been bad in starting. Peterson just can be a long relief guy. 0-1. That is going to be another base hit over the first baseman's head. All the way to the corner. A.J. Ewing has wheels. They're going to wave him. He's going home. There's going to be a relay home. A.J. Ewing scores an RBI double. Mets lead right now 6-1. Let's go Mets. MJ Melendez. Let's go Mets. Mets lead this game right now 6-1. It's a double for Melendez, but he took third base on the throw. Those are the things that we need right there. We need those things there. We need things like that. You make the throw home, all right. I'm going to make you pay by I'm going to take third base. I'm going to take it there. That's what I'm talking. Now Torrens is in a position. Look, Torrens, you got to get this running, Torrens. You got to get this running. Strike 1 to Torrens, though. Here's the 0-1 pitch now to Torrens. Torrens swings and misses. 0-2. After his contract, at least shortstop and second base have a bright future. I agree. Hey buddy, we avoiding the sweep. Hey, Jay Studs, let's go. What's his flaw? Manaea, look, he's looking a little better last year. His velocity, he's looking better. 0-2. That's gonna be strike 3. Oh boy, that's strike 3. Torrens sits down. The Mariners are challenging that, and they're gonna win. So Torrens, runner at third base, 1 out, and he doesn't get the job done. But the Mariners are challenging it. We're gonna see now. But the problem with Manaea, look, I think when Manaea came back last year from being injured, he was rushed and he was never able to get in a rhythm. And now you could say he's getting into a rhythm, which I believe. Devin Williams has been looking pretty good. Also, Mitch Voigt and Elian Pena and Wandy Agustin are developing great. I can see they replace Semien. Hey, Mets got some good prospects. 0-1 to Benj in the dirt. Oh, catcher tried to fake Melendez. 1 ball, no strikes. OMG, you think he'll get moved back up to starting pitcher? Silent Green, who? Manaea? I think Manaea should. I'd switch Peterson for Manaea. Am I tripping? You're tripping, Silent Green, because Peterson, he can't be a starter for the Mets no more. 1-0, strike 1. Peterson's in the final year of his deal. Manaea's pitching with a $25 million contract. This guy got to wake up. I can't believe Peterson was an all-star last year for the first half. Yep, and the second half till now, he's been really bad. Only a mop-up, he's been okay. Mop-up or long relief. 1-1. Benj, he went. 1-2. Why is it a double, not a triple? Is a double, but he stopped at second base, but he only went to third base because they threw home. It's Knicks at night. Let's go, Jay Studs. Knicks at night. Not Manaea. I mean Peralta. Wait, 1-2. Strike 3. Inning over. So, look, I'm happy the Mets got 1 more run, but come on, man. You got a runner at third base with 1 out. Get the run in, man. Mets don't score the run. It is now, we're going to the bottom of the 5th inning. Peralta's flaw is that he throws, his control is horrible sometimes. You're confusing me a little bit, Silent Green, but I get you now. Yeah. Manaya's in now for Peterson. Peterson's back in the bullpen. Even though Manaya pitched Monday, but the Mets had an opener, which was Austin Warren. So, you know, I don't know why it makes a difference to not start the game in the 1st inning to the 2nd inning, but it's made a difference, at least for him. And look, what can we say? Jared says, can you get tips on YouTube? Look, on YouTube, I'm not monetized on like the channel yet, but I have a link in the bio. I mean, not in the bio. On YouTube, I have a link in the video description of the live stream where, you know, if a person wants to 100%, they can, you know, they can be able to do that there. TikTok, I don't know why. It's been confusing with them. I've sent them a message about that. They keep blocking my gifts. But nonetheless, with gifts, without gifts, we're here. We're going to give our best. And but yeah, on YouTube, I have a link there where people can, you know, they can give a donation there if they want to. But definitely Jared said, I got to show love later. Mets cashed my bet today on the over 4.5 runs, team runs. Hey, appreciate you, Jared. Shout out to you, and you got to keep going forward, man. Mets and Detroit Tigers got to win. Is all, we don't want to lose all the games. Is it true? Ethan, of course. Of course, we want to win every game. But, I mean, what can we say? Look, Silent Green, what happened to Aaron Judge? What happened to him? And what happened to Fernando Tatis? 5th inning. Freddie Peralta, first pitch is going to be high. 1 ball, no strikes. What about that? You know, here's the 2-2 pitch. I mean, the 1-0 pitch coming from Peralta. He's up to 76 pitches right now. First pitch. Oh, next pitch. 1-1. Let us see here right now. What happened? Bruised ribs for Judge. Well, he got hit by a pitch? Here's the 2-2 pitch right now. That's going to miss low, 2 balls and 1 strike. Bruised ribs for Judge. And Tatis Jr.? Oh, Tatis is arrested. Okay. What happened to Machado is the real question. Yeah, he got hit bad. Yikes. That's tough. But what happened to Manny Machado, though? 2-1. Misses. 3-1. Like, it's so annoying when we sign players, they fall off, and when they leave, they are amazing. Francisco Lindor. Things like that do happen a lot. I don't understand why, but I feel like it's a mentality thing. Mentally speaking. 3-1. Swing and a miss. 3-2. That Yankees game is going to be great later. Who you got? Cole or Gavin Williams? Oh, Cole. So it's going to be the Guardians versus the Yankees. I'm going to go with the Guardians. Even though, well, especially if Judge is out, I'm curious. Look, why I'm going to pick the Guardians. 3-2. Grounded. That's going to be an infield single. Yeah, infield single. Crawford's 3 for 3. There's nothing you could do about that. Jay Studs, where did you see that Lindor's out to July though? They did good without Judge yesterday. Yeah, look, I'm curious to see how the Yankees are gonna be playing with Judge, without Judge. They did good yesterday. Okay. I just want to see long term. Anybody can win 1 game, 2 games. I want to see how they're going to be long term. And we don't know how long he's going to be out. Grounded. Can they get the 2? Simeon. All right. They get the out at second. That was a double play ball right there. But Simeon booted it. But they got the 1. I'm okay with that. Get the 1. Yeah, took a bad hop there. But he's still with it. He got the 1. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Got it. Oh, what up, sis? How you doing, sis? Hope all is well. Tonight's the night. Let's go, Knicks. All right, Josh Naylor's up right now. Here's the first pitch to him. Way up high. 1 ball, no strikes. Gavin is amazing. Almost no hit the Mets. Yeah, I will go with the. I think Cole will be good. I think it'll be a good game, but I think the Guardians will get it tonight. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Misses high. 2-0. Could be before All-Star break, which could be early July. I'm gonna go play pickleball. I'm gonna get back for game 1. Hey, Silent Green, have a good one. See you back when you get here. Game 1, Knicks and Spurs, NBA Finals. Here's the 2-0 pitch, folks. Strike 1. 2-1. Look, Jay Studs, you could be right about July, but I'm hoping ending of June. I was saying middle of June. I don't think that that's going to happen. I'm hoping ending of June. July is kind of far. I know it's a month, less than a month now, but, 2-1. Grounded. Can they get it now? They're going to get 1, and they're going to get the double play. Freddie Peralta's second double play of this game. Let's go. We're going to the 6th inning, folks. Let's go. Vamos, Mets. Vamos. So Ramirez is here. Are the Yankee fan that is going to be a good game got Cole? I wonder how many other players play hurt like Aaron Judge. Ribs are no joke. Plus the Phillies pitcher has a no scoreless streak. Yeah, the Phillies pitcher Sanchez. Let us see here really fast. Look, Freddie Peralta, we got to give him some love right now. He's gotten into trouble, but he's gotten out of it. But look, the Mariners have helped him out. Let me see here. Jared, okay, hold on. Let me read the comments here. But yeah, Jay Studs, I really hope that All-Star break. I hope that's not true, man. I hope they're wrong. Okay, I think Cole gonna get hit up. You see what they did to Cam last night? I didn't, Jared. I did not see what they did. Last night I had baseball coaching, and from baseball coaching, I went straight to the Mets game at night. And then from the Mets game, it was like midnight, and I didn't go dive deep into it. Why are the Mets bad this season? They have a good roster. Injuries, Timmy. I'm a Spurs fan, so expect trash talk, bruh. Hey, Silent Green, look, if you could talk trash, that's fine. But you got to make sure you can be able to take it. So if having Knick fans in the chat, just make sure you can take the trash talk. I Dope Saucy, I'm telling you. What happened to Cal? Cal Riley, he's injured. But yeah, he's been really, really bad. Rob, can Freddie go more than 5 innings today? Look, he's already gone 5. I mean, there's no reason why he shouldn't go 6. No reason. Yeah, let's hope, Ethan, that the Tigers make the playoffs in 2027 or one of your teams. What Knicks have to do to win game 1 away? Shake off the rust and keep doing what they're doing. The Knicks, for me, it shouldn't be the Knicks that try to adjust. Of course, you have to play good defense. But if I'm the Knicks offensively, I'm trying to keep playing the same brand of basketball. Cat has to keep Wemby out. I'm not changing nothing offensively. Bo Bichette, first pitch, ball 1. Bo Bichette's 3 for 3 in this game. Bo Bichette has 3 singles in this game. He's up to 30 RBIs on the season. Man, 3 hits. He's still only hitting 223. That's unbelievable. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Misses. 2-2. 2-0, excuse me. But yeah, Knicks don't have to do anything different. I want to see them play the same type of offense and play ball, Wemby's going to get his, but don't let everybody else. 2-0. Strike 1. In game 7, the Spurs had 7 people in double figures. 7. Knicks cannot let that happen. I'm sorry. If 4 get in double figures, okay. 7? No way. Knicks give up 7 double figures. That's going to be grounded by Bichette. Pitcher's going to field it. Makes the throw. No chance. Wow. Bo Bichette is 4 for 4. Wow. 4 singles for Bo Bichette. 4 singles and a swinging bunt right now. To be honest, they got to defend the paint heavily or they're getting destroyed. I disagree with that. Every team has to defend the paint, but with Wemby, there's not a lot you could do. After Wemby, of course, you can't let everybody go in. But yeah, Cat is gonna get into foul trouble early. No, I disagree with that. And we're gonna have to put Ariel Horkporty get fried. Chill. This is the Bo we were promised. I'm telling you, Bo is 4 for 4 in his first 4 at bats in the 6th inning, and Soto swings at the first pitch again. Double play, man. Jeez, Soto. Take a pitch, Soto. This is what I talk about with Soto. I made the video the other day saying that Soto is not clutch for the Mets. Okay, it's 6-1. Okay. But Soto, come on, man. Like, take a pitch, Soto. That's 2 bats in a row. 2 at-bats in a row. 2 ABs. Soto swings at first pitches. Come on, man. Strike 1. Jeez, man. Cut Soto, bruh. I'm telling you, man. Yeah, that's wild. But I'm telling you, man. But look, what I'm going to tell you, though. I'm going to tell you this, folks. 0-1. Strike 2. There are some players that if you don't have a manager that they are firm, stern, strong, firm, strong, stern. Players will do things like this and the manager's not going to say nothing. They're going to just let them do it because they're going to feel like, what can I do? He's a superstar player. Telling you. 0-2. Misses. 1-2. Now, I'm not saying that Soto swinging at the first pitch is the end of the world. I'm not saying that. But, you know, take a pitch, Soto. Come on now. Take a pitch. Here's the 1-2 pitch right now. Did that almost hit? Almost hit him. But he gets out of the way of it. 2-2. It's going to be for the Knicks game. It's going to be who's the freshest in the 4th quarter. Look, Knicks are the fresher team. Knicks better be the fresher team. The Knicks have played 4 games in 23 days, if I'm not mistaken. Something like that. 2-2 pitch. Jared Young fouls it away. Knicks better be fresh. Knicks better not be tired in the 4th quarter. Especially that the Knicks have a rotation. Before the NBA Finals starts, I'm going to go live maybe 30 minutes in advance, and I'm going to be talking about a lot of different things about the finals. 2-2, fouled away. So you can all keep ahead of that. The finals, 8:30, it's the time, it's saying. But, of course, tip-off, introductions, with the introductions and everything, tip-off should be maybe 8:40 Eastern time. But around 8-ish, I'm planning to be live for, you know, a pregame. 2-2. Ball. 3-2. We saw Thunder's fresh and still lose. No, but the Thunder weren't healthy, though. That's the difference, though, Silent Green. They weren't healthy. Thunder lost. Jalen Williams didn't play. 3-2. Strike 3. Inning over. Jalen Williams didn't play and AJ Mitchell got injured. So, you know, Knicks are healthy, though. Ethan says, I don't think we could get a worse record. Yeah, look, let's hope that the Detroit teams could be better. I think that the Knicks are going to be a little rusty since they had a long break. I agree. I do think so too. But, you know, now, they're not going to come back by no 22 points like they did to the Cavs. That's not happening. So the Knicks got to keep it close. If the Knicks play their best basketball in the 3rd or 4th quarter, that's okay. But you can't get down by 25 there. Chill. You can't. We're going to the bottom of the 6th inning, folks. Mets are up right now 6-1. 6-1. The Mets are leading this game right now. Let's see if they can be able to seal the deal, folks. Seal the deal and get this win. Look, if you are on YouTube right now, I encourage you to subscribe. We are at 659 subscribers on YouTube. Let us continue to help this channel grow and keep moving forward. You know, I appreciate you on TikTok, on Facebook, on Instagram, everywhere that we have people joining us. It really, really means a lot, and I appreciate it. Look, we're going to the bottom of the sixth. Freddie Peralta's trying to get through 6 innings, which he's going to have to go through the heart of the order. What? He's going to face, I think he's going to actually face, no, not the heart of the order. He's going to face Arozarena, and then I think 5, 6, and 5, 6, something along the lines of that. So he has a chance. Let's hope he can get through it. Let's hope he can definitely get through this inning. And yeah, in case you missed it, Jonah Tong, he was optioned back to AAA. So he's back in AAA right now. First pitch to Arozarena is going to miss high. 1 ball and no strikes. And look, folks, don't forget, share this with other Met fans. Share this with Met fans. You know, reach out and let's go. Misses high again. 2 balls and no strikes. Did Kodai Senga pitch already? I think Kodai Senga pitched already, or he's pitching right now, actually. I think he, yeah, so Kodai Senga, okay. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Strike 1. 2 balls and 1 strike. Yeah, Kodai Senga's actually pitching right now, folks. Okay, Kodai Senga, I'm looking at Mets.com. They're showing the game. Kodai Senga's pitching right now. I'm going to tell you an update on Kodai Senga. 2 balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. 2-2. Let me give you a quick update really fast regarding Kodai Senga. So, Kodai Senga right now, he is pitching. He's in the 5th inning. Grounded, foul. Kodai Senga's in the 5th inning. So, Kodai Senga got out of the 5th inning. So far, he's given up 3 runs, 6 hits to a AAA team, Scranton. I'm curious to see if those are earned runs because they do have an error. Strike 3. 1 away. That's a pitch that Peralta has to throw more of right there. That pitch right there starts off like it's going to hit the batter and just drop back in. That's a good pitch right there. Kodai Senga start today stats. First pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1. 0-1. Here's the pitch. That's gonna miss low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Let me see Kodai. Yeah, Terrence is challenging that, but that's going to be a ball. Mets are going to lose that challenge. Yeah, it's a ball. I'm trying to find right now Kodai Senga's stats for the day. 1-1 pitch. Misses. 2 balls and 1 strike right now. So, Kodai Senga, he's started this game. Look, this is a AAA lineup. Kodai Senga, he has, yeah, look. 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. 2-2. Look, can I be honest with you? Kodai Senga, he's pitched 5 innings. He's up to, what? 91 pitches in 5 innings. 6 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned runs, 2 walks. 5 Ks. 2-2. Misses. Full count. Look, I don't know if Kodai Senga is going to be open to this. If I'm the Mets, I think I'm trying to move Kodai Senga to just the bullpen. 3-2 pitch. Hit hard. Right into the glove of Young. 2 away. Look, can Kodai Senga come back to the MLB and have a good start? Yeah. But and this position, if you're the Mets, you can it's not good to let Kodai Senga start a game, give you 2 innings and ruin the game, you know? They're going to have to do this thing with what they're doing now. Put him in the 2nd or 3rd inning with a start opener. That's how I'm looking at it. Strike 1. No balls and 1 strike right now. That's what I'm thinking about Kodai Senga. Mets are probably gonna have to pay someone to take Senga. I agree. 100% agree. Pitch number 100 for Peralta. Strike 2. Yeah, the Mets always lose in Safeco in this part. It used to be Safeco. Mets always lose here. Pitch number 101. He needs one more strike. Grounded, weakly. Simeon makes the play. So, Freddie Peralta goes 6 innings. How about that? Arguably Freddie Peralta's best start of the season. Arguably Freddie Peralta's best start of the season. And I agree. Mets are definitely going to have to pay someone to take Kodai Senga because, look, I mean, he's in AAA giving up 3 runs. He was in single A, and I think he gave up also 3 runs. So, look, I mean, what can you say, you know? He's just not pitching good baseball right now. He's not. He's not pitching, and I think he's better off. He needs the David Peterson, the Sean Manaea treatment, in my opinion. That's what I'm doing, you know? I'm not going to be able to do anything other than that. No way. No way at all. Excuse me. The Syracuse team for the Mets, they're 29 and 28. You know, they're playing decent baseball. They're above 500. And they're in what? In the International League. In the International League, they are what? They are in what? 5th place? Behind Rochester. Yeah, they're behind, but I mean, gotta give them some credit in that regard. Yeah, look, Senga. I don't know what else we can say about Kodai Senga. There's really not much we can say about, oh yeah, Kodai Senga. The Mets are probably, look, can I be honest with you? I don't know who the White Sox could give us, but the White Sox, maybe they could be a team that, look, the White Sox are looking good this year. I don't know who we would get from the White Sox, to be honest. But if the White Sox are going to be legit and fight for a playoff spot, which, let me see what's the standings for the White Sox. I'm curious about that. Because the last time I checked, the White Sox were over 500. Yeah, White Sox are 33 and 29. They're not in first place in their division, but they are a wild card team right now. Now, I know it's early, but hey, if the White Sox stay healthy, I think that they could want Senga. Grounded by Brett Beatty, strike 1. But now the thing is, who would we get from the White Sox? That's the only interesting thing right there. We got iDope here, superstar, and G. Jimenez, New York Mets fan, Jared and Timmy are all here. Shout out to every single one of you. Beatty right now, here's the 0-1 pitch. There it is. That's going to be grounded foul again. 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes right now. No balls, 2 strikes. Yeah, folks, look, you all have no idea how hype I am about the NBA Finals tonight. I am extremely hype about it. We're seeing Knicks fans with the jerseys on in Seattle. 0-2 pitch. Strike 3. 1 away. Beatty. Look, the Mets, their bats have been hitting, but the Mets have had a lot of strikeouts looking in this game. I will say that. A lot of strikeouts in this game. A lot of strikeouts in this game the Mets have had. So, nonetheless, let's see if they can come through and keep it going, you know. Mets have an off day tomorrow, so no Mets baseball tomorrow. First pitch. That's going to be hit by Simeon to the first baseman. Backhands it. 2 away. Let me even take a look. Mets are, okay. Still here, listening, got you in my background. If people think the Knicks took them all them days off, they crazy. Nah, Knicks is ready. Knicks are 100% ready. I'm telling you. They are ready. Look, folks, tomorrow the Mets are off. So I have baseball coaching tomorrow, but I want to see if there's any game I could do. And yeah, look, all right. Look, folks, tomorrow, there's a good chance I will be doing the Yankee game tomorrow. The Yankee game or the Phillies and Padres game. One of those games I will be doing. Most likely the Yankee game. Strike 1. Most likely I will do the Yankee game tomorrow. I have baseball coaching tomorrow. I would love to do the Braves and the Blue Jays, but that's at nighttime. I can't be able to do that. 0-1. Misses 1-1 right now. But nonetheless, yeah, tomorrow no Mets game, so I plan to do the Guardians and no NBA Finals. That's gonna be hit by Ewing. Nice play by Crawford, but he's gonna be safe. Another single for AJ Ewing. That's gonna be an infield single. Nonetheless, he was gonna be safe there. So yeah, folks, look, the NBA Finals regarding that, and I know I'll update it more later, but tonight's game 1, and then Friday will be game 2. Thursday, no games. So tomorrow I'll have an early baseball game live stream, and we'll go from there. We'll definitely go from there. Mets have a runner at first base right now. 2 outs in the 7th inning right now. MJ Melendez, here it is. Misses inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Senga pitched for Syracuse today. 5 innings, 3 runs. Yeah. Not a great outing, but not a terrible outing for Senga again. 1-0. Ewing's going. Oh, boy. Horrible throw by the catcher. I mean, his mechanics looked really bad there, but I mean, still made a decent throw, actually. He bounced it, but hey. Two balls, no strikes. And Melendez takes a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike right now. Let's go Mets. Let's get this win, folks. Let's get this win, folks. Anybody gonna watch the World Cup? Here's the 2-1 pitch. Here it is. Strike 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nonetheless, that was gonna be called a strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Melendez has a RBI double in this game. See if he can get anything. Look, Lindor coming back, Polanco coming back. Players like Melendez will get probably DFA'd, honestly. 2-2. Hit in the air, but left fielder Arozarena there. Makes the catch. That's going to end the inning. So, we're going to the 7th inning stretch time. Mets get another runner, but they don't score. What I was going to say regarding I was going to say something regarding the Mets, but I just lost the chain of thought. But, yeah, oh, I got it now. Look, as players come back for the Mets and get healthy, players like Melendez are probably going to get sent back. Now, there's no way I see the Mets sending AJ Ewing back down. Unless he just goes into a slump where he is like 0 for like 30, then okay. But if that doesn't happen, I don't see AJ Ewing going down. I see AJ Ewing staying up and being a part of this team personally, because he's playing good defense. With playing good defense, he's having some solid at-bats, professional at-bats at that. And we got to give him some credit for that. We 100% got to give him some credit for that. And we got to be excited for that because he's definitely doing some good things. Yeah, I mean, what can we say in that regard? We got to 100% be happy about that. Look, folks, NBA Finals in tonight. The Mets need 9 more outs in this game so that they can get themselves another win. And yeah, NBA Finals is tonight. It's going to be amazing. And yeah, I gotta mention what Mark Vientos said. I have to get to that. I'm gonna get to the article of what Mark Vientos said so that all of you can understand that Mark Vientos is a little bit disappointing. But give me all 1 second. I'm gonna get something really fast and I'm gonna come back. Give me 1 second here, folks. I'm going to be away from the camera, but all of you are still going to be able to hear me. Yeah, Mark Vientos, honestly, he is having some questionable things. And look, it's good that he's not playing today. It's good that Vientos is not playing because I'm telling you, you cannot have players do whatever they want. You just can't. And it's like Mark Vientos sometimes is saying things that you're like, what is he saying? What is going on with Mark Vientos? I'm telling you. There are times where he's just doing things like this. 0-1, that's gonna miss inside. So right now, Brooks Raley's pitching 1 ball and 1 strike. I wanted to read really fast what Mark Vientos said because it is just ridiculous. Misses outside, 2 balls and 1 strike. Okay. Let me see here. Let's see here. All right, 2 balls, 1 strike. Here it is. Swing and a miss. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Where can I find what Vientos said? Okay. 2-2. Outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Vientos finished. Okay. Hold on. I'm trying to find it. Okay. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here it is. That's going to be fouled off Terenz's mask. Wow. Last month, Mark Vientos said last month, a lot of bad luck. But the inconsistencies is not something that I want, Vientos said. I'm pushing for better results, working with the coaches, and trying to be the best version of myself. It's not happening, but I'm working on it for sure. Nah, they're not fully saying what he said on SNY here on the app. Popped up, that is going to be the first out of the inning. Benj is calling for it. Benj is going to make the play there. Let me go ahead to this. I got to find this so that everybody can at least hear. Okay.
A little bit of props because
Okay.
I give myself a little bit of props because last month, just a lot of bad luck. The inconsistency is not something that I want. I'm pushing for better results.
Okay, so Vientos said, I got to give myself a little bit of props. First pitch, 1 outside. Look, you don't need to tell the media that you need to give yourself props. People can watch, people see, people have eyes to see that, look, Vientos has had some moments for the Mets way outside, 2-0. Vientos has had some moments where you're like, wow, you know, like, good job. Vientos, he's done a good job getting 2 hits. He's got a good job getting a big hit. Yeah. But for you to say, you know, in the midst of struggling, I still got to give myself some props. Props for what? Why do you have to tell anybody in the media that? Like, that's something that you don't need to tell nobody that because people are going to misunderstand it, in my opinion. And it's kind of like trying to justify yourself where I'm a little confused why Vientos would say that. But 3-0, ball 4. So Brooks Raley, not even competitive, just a 4-pitch walk. I'm surprised Raley is in. Didn't he pitch last night? Did he? No, he didn't. He pitched Monday. Raley pitched on Monday. And because the Mets are going to have a day off tomorrow, they're probably pitching him in this game. But yeah, Vientos, I got to give myself props. Of course, you got to be confident in yourself. Give yourself props, fine. But, first pitch, strike 1. You don't got to tell the media that, Vientos, for what? You're in the midst of struggling. You had a terrible game last night. But I got to give myself props. Popped up. Is Beatty going to get... Yeah, Beatty has plenty of room in foul territory. 2 away. 2 quick outs in this inning. Well, not 2 quick outs, but 13 pitches in. We got 2 outs now. But yeah, that's just a little bit of things with Vientos where I'm like, you know, what is Vientos saying? Why is Vientos talking about that? You know, like, why is he saying to us Met fans, you know, I got to give myself props? Like, for what? Like, I don't get that. I get being confident in yourself. I get that. First pitch of Crawford, strike 1. But in the midst of a struggle, you know, you this is where people got to stay humble. But some players don't do that. It's like when Vientos, 0-1, strike 2. It's like when Vientos, he ran past a stop sign for third base And he had the nerve to say, you know, I got to go with my instincts. Bro, your coach was telling you to stop. Come on now. And he was out by a mile. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Crawford. Crawford takes strike 3. Wow. Strike 3. Boy, that was a ball, but Crawford didn't even bother challenging. Umpires definitely missed a call right there, umpire. 8th inning, folks. We're going to the 8th inning right now. Yeah, look, I mean, what can we say, you know? Got to give it up to the Mets for showing some heart in this game. And I'm about to make a poll right now on YouTube. Will the New York Mets make the playoffs? I'm curious to see what people are thinking about that. Yes. No way. Yeah, I just put a poll on YouTube right now. If you want to vote, feel free to vote. The poll is, do you think the New York Mets will make the playoffs? Look, I've made it clear. I think the Mets, as long as Lindor, you know, Polanco, they come back healthy and productive, I believe that the Mets will make the playoffs. That's what I believe. I believe that's my belief. I don't have evidence, but I'm choosing to believe that the team will come back and, you know, they're going to make the playoffs. That's what I'm choosing to believe. But we're going to have to keep seeing and see how it plays out. And, you know, I've always made this clear. In the good and the bad, I got to believe in my team. It's just as simple as that. I try not to be that bandwagon person where I'm like, you know, in the good, I'm with the team. But once thing gets bad, oh, no. I'm not a Mets fan, or I just abandon ship. No, I believe in this Mets team, and I'm going to keep on believing. Mets back out TV today from Rich. Rich is here. What's going on, Rich? How you doing? Mets lost the series, but they're going to at least get themselves, well, game's not over, but they're looking like they're 6 outs away. They're going to get this win. Jay Nunez, are you still there on YouTube? Let me know, Jay Nunez. Are you there? I'm not sure if Jay Nunez is there. Let me know if you're there. Not too sure. All right, folks, we're in the 8th inning right now. Mets have Torrens, 9-1-2. Torrens takes a ball low, 1 ball and no strikes. I'm not sure if Jay Nunez is there. If you're there, or Christopher, shout out to you for being here on TikTok. We got New York Mets fans, RM bandwagon fans, 100%. We in it forever. 1-0 pitch. Torrens hits that ball pretty well, and that's going to get down all the way to the wall, and it is going to be a leadoff double for Luis Torrens, his 2nd hit of the day. So the Mets are looking for more right now. They got Carson Bench right now. He's coming up to hit at the moment. Can the Mets get some more? Can they get some more runs right now? 6-1. We're in the top of the 8th inning. And it's a good approach right there. He didn't try to do too much. Stood with the ball, and he went the other way. So a really, really good job there. Carson Bench right now, he's up. Here is the, first pitch is about to come right now to Carson Bench. Here it is. Bench takes inside. 1 ball and no strikes. 1 ball, no strikes. Let's see. MB Sports Edit is here. What's going on, MB Sports Edit? We got Jared here, superstar, iDope, New York Mets fan, and Jeek is here. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That is going to be grounded. It's going to go foul, 1 ball and 1 strike. You know, folks, about baseball too. What's going on, MB Sports Edit? I'm doing good, man. How you doing? I hope all is well with you. Man, if Bench didn't have such a bad start, he'd be in the All-Star convo. Jared, you are 100% right. 1-0, strike 2. 100%. He would arguably be hitting like 270, 280, 290. Got to give him some love for that, you know. And you got, look, why do you like what you see? Because most people, they get up to a start like this and they just crash. It doesn't get better. 1-2. Benj grounds it to the second baseman. He's gonna field it, makes the play. They're gonna get the out there. But that's gonna be a productive out because it gets the run into third base. But look, you also learn a little bit about Benj's mentality. Why? To start off the year and be hitting 130, 140, 150, and to get it back up, that's unbelievable right there. And yeah, look, Bo Bichette 4-for-4. All 4 of them are singles, and I could take that. We don't need home runs from Bo Bichette. First pitch, swinging, hits it high in the air. Look, it's gonna be good enough for a sacrifice fly. So Torrens is gonna score. Mets lead right now 7-1. Look, productive at bat for Bichette. Productive at bat. Productive. You don't need nothing else but get that run in from third. Perfect. Mets lead 7-1 right now. Way to go, Bichette. There was a point that I was gonna make before I started to talk about this. I was gonna talk about approach. Look, in baseball, your approach, I don't know if any of you play, but look, your approach matters. And look, in life, first pitch to Soto. I dope saucy. 3 straight at bats for Soto. Swings at the first pitch all the time. End of the inning. We're going to the bottom of the 8th. Oh my gosh, Soto. What are you doing? Swinging at the first pitch and 3 straight at bats for Soto. I just don't understand why. Why you can't take a pitch, Soto? You're up 7-1. I get it, but you know, it's like they're just giving up on that at bat. But the approach is so important. Like, for example, I've been watching videos of myself, and even my coach mentioned it to me. My batting stance. Throughout the whole off season, I practiced one batting stance. My mechanics, I had it for a certain batting stance. And then when I look at my game mechanics, I'm like, what in the world am I doing? That is not what I've been practicing all year. No way. And that stuff helps. So, folks, the way that a coach has the power to help you, it is absolutely important to have a coach that helps you. And in sports and in all areas of life, when you can have good people around you that they really look out for you, they have your best interest, because we do live in a world where people, unfortunately, they just want to take advantage, or they just want, to lie, or they're jealous, or they're envious, or, they want to use, if it's something good for them, they're interested. But once nothing good is in for them, they're not really there. When you have people like that, it's bad. But when you have legit people that are good people, and that they are helpful, and that they are, trustworthy, I'm telling you, what this could do in a person's life, it helps so much. And I'm giving my simple example because of baseball. If I didn't get that coaching, if I didn't see that, I'm telling you, it was a struggle for me. And that stuff is really, 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 really important. We got Gilbert on YouTube. What's up, Sammy? Let's go. Let's get this win. Go Mets. Gilbert, you already know. 6 more outs. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning. Let's see here. Mets look like they're playing good situational baseball. MB Sports Edit in this game, yes. First pitch from Luke Weaver. Strike 1. No balls and 1 strike right now. We're in the bottom of the 8th. Yo, did Bo Bichette swap bodies with Juan Soto or something? I'm telling you, complete opposites. But I'm happy for Bo Bichette. He needed this. And Yair, finally a good start from Peralta. Finally, swing and a miss, foul, 0-2. This was probably Bo Bichette's, probably Bo Bichette's best game of the season, and Freddie Peralta's best game of the season. Honestly, gotta give them credit. NB Sports Edit, I'm going to the Brewers game tonight. Hey, that's fire, man. That is absolutely fire. I hope you have a great game. 0-2, swing and a miss. Luke Weaver strikes out Julio. That's the first out in the bottom of the 8th inning. Hey, NB Sports Edit, enjoy the game. I'm telling you, have a great one. Have a great one, and let's go, man. Let's go. Let's go. Look, I need to start diversifying my live streams when I'm doing this. I need to start like showing more videos, showing more things, and broadcasting it. Strike one. I really want to start changing up my lives. Of course, doing the same live streams, but just having, when we do a commercial break, do other things, you know? Do you think the Mets will sell off Peralta? It depends where the Mets are at. If they're in a playoff wild card position, I don't think so. 0-1, swing and a miss. 0-2. But if the Mets are 15 games out, 15, 20 games under 500, Peralta has got to go. No way can you keep him. No way. No way can you keep him. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Josh Naylor. Here it is. Hit hard, but Simeon fields it. That's going to be the second out of the inning. Nice job there by Simeon to get to that. Really nice play there by Simeon. The Yankee game tonight will be a good one. Look, Jay Nunez, look. Yankee fan, look. Like, for example, there are some people, New York Mets fan, you're not a basketball person, and that's cool. Yankee fans are going to the game, but I'm going to be honest with you. Ball one to Arozarena. Most New York people, they are focused on the Knicks tonight. And they did such a blessing by letting the Mets play early and the Knicks play at night, because I'm telling you, look, if the Mets played at night, I'm sorry, I'm still doing the Knicks game 1-0. That's going to be fouled away 1-1. I would still do the Knicks game, but you know, with this, I get to do both. I took the Guardians for plus money. This game is going to be cinema. Hey, it's on Amazon Prime as well. Look, they're going to definitely be showing the feed from the Knicks game. That's going to miss inside, but that's going to be strike two. It was a ball, but the umpire calls it a strike. The Mariners look like they're over it. Like, they're over it. They're just like, whatever. Not even going to challenge. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Arozarena. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. We're going to the 9th inning, folks. 1, 2, 3. Good inning for the Mets pitchers. Look, who do you pitch in the 9th? Do you pitch Devin Williams to pitch the 9th, or who? Because the Mets are off tomorrow, so we're going to have to see. And yeah, look, shout out to Jared, NB Sports Edit. Ernie's here. New York Mets fan, Jay Nunez. Jared, iDope is here. Who else? Superstar, you already know. Holy boop! They're winning. Yeah, Ernie, the Mets are winning right now. Mets are winning, and look, they're 3 outs away from getting a split at least. Not a split, of at least avoiding a sweep. I'm got the under 8.5 runs, no more scoring for this game. Hey, you're right on it, NB Sports Edit. You're right on it. I'm really hoping that you get what you need for this game. I'm really hoping that you get. Look, we have a poll on YouTube. The poll is, will the New York Mets make the playoffs? 83% are saying yes, of course. 0% for no way. And 17% right now, they are saying IDK. I don't know. Look, as long as Lindor, Polanco, and these guys are back and healthy, I think the Mets will make the playoffs. That's my prediction. That is my prediction. But we're going to have to see, folks. We are going to have to see and, you know, go from there. We're going to the 9th inning right now, folks. The Mets are going to have Jared Young. 5 and 6. 4, 5, and 6. Sorry. Sleepy girl. All right. Jared Young is batting right now. Here's the first pitch right now. That's going to be a swing and a miss. Strike one. No balls and one strike. Jared Young is down. He has a single, a double, and an RBI in this game. He is the 0-1 in the dirt. 1 ball and 1 strike right now. Guardians have a great team too. Good coaching. Yeah, look, the Guardians, they're always a team that is respectable, solid. I don't follow them often, I will say that. But hey, 1-1. Grounded to the second baseman, fielded cleanly, 1 away. But I will be doing my plan, at least as long as nothing changes. I will be doing the game tomorrow for the Yankees and Guardians. Tonight is going to be Gavin Williams versus Garrett Cole. Should definitely be a good game. So Brett Beatty's up right now. Here is the first pitch to Beatty. Grounds it. Swings at the first one to the pitcher. Pitcher's going to take it himself. 2 quick outs. Let's see. Yeah, the Yankees lost 9-4. Wow, they hit Schlittler around yesterday. And yeah, Judge didn't play yesterday. Look, that's a big loss there. How long is Judge out for? Does anybody know? Schlittler gave up in a 4 and 1/3 innings, 5 runs, 4 of them were earned though. How long is Aaron Judge out for? So Marcus Semien right now, 2 outs in the top of the 9th. Here is the pitch. Semien swings at the first pitch, hits it to the third baseman. Look, oh my gosh. Bad throw by the third baseman. That was an easy out right there. Bad throw by the third baseman, and that's going to be an error. He's out. So Aaron Judge is considered currently day-to-day with a bone bruise in his upper right rib shoulder. His exact return date is undetermined. The Yankees are evaluating him closely, and it is possible he can miss a few more days or potentially be placed on the injured list. Wow. It's a tough one. Look, it's definitely a tough one. And I'm curious to see how the Yankees will play tonight again without him. You know, I'm curious. Very, very curious. AJ Ewing right now, he's up. First pitch. Swings. Look, the Mets' approach this inning has changed. They're swinging at every first pitch. Every first pitch, they're pretty much swinging at every first pitch. And even going back to the last inning, the Mets have been doing that. Nonetheless, hey, you're up 7-1. You want to close out this game. Right now, the Mets, that's going to miss outside. 1-1. Right now, as it stands, the Mets are 6.5 games out of a wild card spot. But it's from the Diamondbacks. So if the Mets ended up, and this is why next week the Cardinals series is very important. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Strike 2. The Cardinals series, look, the Mets played the Diamondbacks already 6 times this season. That's it. They lost 4 of the games. Right now, if the Mets were a game, if the Mets and Diamondbacks, if today was the last day of the season, 1-2, swing and a miss. We're going to the bottom of the 9th. If the Mets right now were tied with the Diamondbacks and it's the last day of the season, the Mets, wouldn't make the playoffs because they lost the tiebreaker to the Diamondbacks. So the Mets are playing the Cardinals next week after this Padres series. Mets have lost 2 out of 3 to the Cardinals. Mets got a minimum win 2 out of 3. Of course, we would love a sweep, but absolute minimum they gotta take 2 out of 3, because if the Mets lose the series, that'll be another series where they lost the tiebreaker to a team that potentially could be there later on. And you can't let that happen. The same with the Reds. The Mets let the Cincinnati Reds come in to Citi Field last week and take 2 out of 3. The Mets, they are going to be going to Cincinnati. I don't know if it's this month, but I'm going to take a look at that right now. The Mets, they're going to be going. Yep, the Mets, the week of after the Braves series. So the Mets, after these 3-game set versus the Padres, from this Friday to Sunday, they're off Monday. Then they have a 6-game homestand. 3 with the Cardinals and 3 with the Braves, playing the Braves for the first time. But after that, then they're playing the Reds and the Phillies. Look, of course, this Padres series matters. Look, the rest of this month of June is heavily going to tell me what I think is going to happen with this Mets team. The rest of this June. Why? Mets are playing after the Mets are playing the Padres. Padres are in front of the Mets. Cardinals are in front of the Mets. Braves are in front of the Mets. Reds are in front of the Mets. Phillies are in front of the Mets. Cubs are in front of the Mets. And then they play the Phillies again. So that means all of these series, these next 7 series, the Mets are going to be playing National League teams. And all of those 7 teams are in front of the Mets. This month is it. This month. Can the Mets have a productive month? Can they go 6? Last month, the Mets was 16-12. They're 0-2 to start off June. Can they go 6, 7 games over 500? That right there will give me extreme hope. But if the Mets have a June like April, 0-1, misses, 1-1. If the Mets June is like April, I think then I will start to admit Mets may be in trouble. Then I would start to admit that. 1-1. That's gonna miss low. 2 balls and 1 strike. How about the Rays being swept by the Tigers? I'm telling you, bro. I think Cole getting lit up tonight. Look, Cole hasn't given up a run. 2-1. That's gonna be popped up. It's about time he does give up a run. I will give you that, Jared. I will give you that. It is about time Cole gives up a run. Bone bruise in the shoulder is no joke, huh? How about the Rays being swept by the Tigers? I'm telling you, good game from Aiden. We're winning. Going through a stretch to decide their season. MB Sports Edit. I'm telling you, this is it. A lot of team parity in the majors. Any team can beat any team on any given Sunday. 100%. But look, this month of June, that's going to be grounded. Bichette is there. That is going to be 2 away. 1 more out, and the Mets are going to win this ball game. Look, it's big. The Mets month of June is big. It's big. After this, the Mets are going to be playing 7 games, 7 series back to back to back. Really, really important. First pitch, misses up high. 1 ball, no strikes. Put it in the books, baby. You already know. Good day for Bo. Finally, 4 for 4 of 3 RBIs. Got to be happy with that. 1-0. That's going to miss. 2 balls and no strikes right now. 2 balls and no strikes. Here is the 2-0 pitch right now. That's going to hit the corner. 2 balls and 1 strike right now. 2-1. iDope is here. Ball game. Jared, Superstar. New York Mets fan. Jay Nunez. MB Sports Edit. Shout out to all of you. Gilbert. Christopher. 2-1. That's going to miss inside. 3 balls and 1 strike right now. Here's the pitch. That's going to be popped up. Melendez is there. Ball game's over. Put it in the books. The New York Mets, they avoid the sweep. The New York Mets, they avoid the sweep and they get themselves a much needed win. Pa'lante, Mets. Ya tu sabes, So Ramirez. Ya tu sabes. Look, good win for the Mets. Finally a win in Seattle. Go Mets. Yeah, look, folks, this is the first time the Mets won in Seattle, if I'm not mistaken, since 2017. That's unbelievable right there. Finally a win in Seattle. You already know. Ball game. Stephen Curry. Let me see what you're saying there. I finally talked to the Stephen Curry's on Love Boat in school. Love Boat in school for Stephen Curry, bruh. Seattle was tougher than I thought. Look, they pitched well. Look, all right, folks. I want to give my reaction to this game. So stay tuned. I'm not going to be in the comment section for much, but I'm going to give my reaction. And then I'm going to be doing to the comment for a few. And then from there, I'm going to be getting off because, look, I got to finish off getting ready for Game 1 of the NBA Finals, folks. Congratulations, Mets, from So Ramirez. Ya tu sabe. Stephen Curry, you're good. You're good. No worries. Don't worry at all. Look, all right. I want to give my reaction for this game and, share my thoughts. But I want to pull up the box score. Because the box score for this game is important. And there's two MVPs, the pitching MVP and the hitting MVP that I would like to recognize in this game. So let me get it right now as I'm pulling up the box score. I remember a lot of it off the top of my head, but it's good to have numbers in front of you. All right, look. So the Mets win this game. They avoid the sweep. My MVPs for this game, the pitching MVP, I got to give it up to Freddie Peralta. This start here probably was Freddie Peralta's biggest and best game of the season. His best start, his biggest game. Because if you're the Mets, you don't want to get swept here. Okay, you want to win the series, but you didn't win the series. But you avoided a sweep. You take the last game. Keep some momentum going into an off day tomorrow. But Freddie Peralta, we got to give him some love. He went 6 innings in this game. And I'm going to read you his stats. Freddie Peralta, 6 innings. He gave up 6 hits. He got into some trouble. I will give that. And look, the Mariners helped him out. All jokes aside. He gave up the 1 run. It was an earned run. 2 walks. Not great because better than what we've seen. But Freddie Peralta has had control problems. So I got to give him the MVP for that because 6 innings he gave the Mets. The Mets have had a chance to rest the bullpen tomorrow with an off day. The being able to have your bullpen arms have 2 days off, 3 days off, that works wonders for your arm. And it's really good. So shout out. My MVP of the game, pitching wise, is Freddie Peralta. Now, the hitting MVP, Bo Bichette. 5 plate appearances. And Bo Bichette, look, it wasn't flashy. He's my MVP of the game hitting offensively. But look, Bo Bichette, 5 plate appearances, 4 for 4. And his 5th plate appearance, he had a runner at third with 1 out. He swung and he hit a sac fly to get the run in. So without a doubt, look, Bo Bichette 4 for 4, 1 run he scored, 3 RBIs. Just for you to know, even Bo Bichette going 4 for 4, his average is still 226. That's how bad it's been for Bo Bichette. But we gotta give some love to him. So he's my MVP. And Bo Bichette, his first at bat, he got a single. Second at bat, he got, let me check here. His second at bat, which was in the 2nd inning, he got another single. But then in the 4th inning, Bo Bichette was hitting for the 3rd time. And we've seen Bo Bichette fail many times as a Met. Bo Bichette in the 4th inning had bases loaded, 1 out. And he came through with another single. Up the middle, off the bat, I thought it was going to be a double play. But he came through a hard hit single up the middle. 2 runs scored. Mets led 3-1. And we see the score. They never looked back. So Bo Bichette was my MVP. But that 4th inning was also a big one. Because after that, so the Mets were leading 3-1. Then they got another run in. I'm not mistaken if it was Soto. Did Soto? Yeah, Soto made an out there, but Jared Young got an RBI. Crazy RBI off of the bag, first base bag. But then, oh no, Soto actually got on base there. He hit a single as well, or he was walked, one of those. But then the Mets in the fourth inning, they pulled a double steal. Benj was at third base, Soto was at first. Okay, now I remember. Sorry. Forgive me. After Bichette's single, Soto hit into a ground ball that was almost a double play, but he beat it out. So it was first and third, Soto on third, Soto on first, Benj on third. And the Mets did a double steal, and the Mariners threw to second base. Soto was safe, and Benj took home plate, and the Mets stole a run there. And that's something that you don't see them do, and I was really happy to see something like that because they manufactured a run there. Kirby, from the jump, they made Kirby work. This is the third start in a row that Kirby has really struggled. He takes the loss. Peralta gets the win. Peralta's 4-4 on the season. And the Mets bullpen between Brooks Raley, Luke Weaver, and I'm not sure the guy's name, but Gerber. They had nine outs. They gave one walk from Raley, but no hits. And the Mets closed it out. And the Mets got themselves a big win, 7-1. So I'm really, really happy about that. Now, look, this is my reaction for this game. The Mets did what they had to do. Now, going in tomorrow, the Mets are off. And I want to make a separate video about this. I'm going to make a separate video about this. Maybe even tomorrow, this video is going to drop. And it is about going into this Padres series. I spoke about it earlier, and I want to say it again now. Mets are finished with AL teams, at least for the near few weeks. The next seven series that the Mets are going to play, Padres, Cardinals, Braves, Reds, Phillies, Cubs, and then the Phillies again, and they'll close out. All of that's in June, and then the last few days of June and the first day of July, the Mets will play the Blue Jays, which one of those games I definitely plan to attend. Look, those 7 National League teams that I mentioned, and I'm going to do a separate video about this, the Mets are playing all of them. And the Mets are behind all of them. Do you know what it would mean for the Mets season if these next 7 series, for example, let's do, the 7 series is going to total up to 3, 4. Okay, I'm not even going to do it. I'm going to save it for another video. Just understand. But do you know the magnitude of what these 7 games, 7 series have the potential to do for the Mets? It's the make or the break of the season, in my opinion. If they put together an April performance for these 7 series, season may be over. Now, if they put together a May or even better than May performance, season's a go. And we got to believe in the team. And that's it. Look, the Mets get themselves a much-needed win. Congratulations to them. I'm really happy for them. Peralta came through. Soto, little annoying. His last 3 at-bats, he swung at the first pitch every time. But that's going to happen. But we give the last shout-out to some of the other players on this team that came through. Benj was 1 for 5, but he had some good at-bats. Bichette was 4 for 4, as we mentioned. Soto 1 for 5. Jared Young 2 for 5. Beatty was not good today, 0 for 5. 3 strikeouts. Simeon 0 for 5, 1 strikeout, not good. But AJ Yoon had his first 3-hit game. He was 3 for 5. Melendez was 1 for 3 with a big RBI hit, and Torrens was 2 for 4. So they got help from the lineup, and look, let's go Mets. All right. I appreciate you all. I'm gonna go to the comment section right now, and let's see there. Okay. Let's see here. Knicks went out and brought a whole new court to the finals. MSG looking amazing. I'm telling you, a lot of Knicks fans opted to fly to San Antonio. It was cheaper to fly to the game to get a hotel. Wow. Superstar, love you, sis. See you later. New York Mets fan is still here. Jay Nunez, Jared, I Dope Saucy. $7.54 ticket, 2 nights cheaper than being a guard. Hey, tickets are definitely cheaper in San Antonio. And I don't know if they charge the tax over there. I don't think so. How about Jared Young? He's been good since he got off injury. I love the double steal initiative. Jay Nunez. Soto needs a checkup from the Mecca. Look, I love the double steal as well. That right there was probably my second play of the game. The play of the game was Bo Bichette's single that got the 2 runs in. But that right there was like a double steal. I give the Mets credit for trying that. Because too many times we see the Mets with a runner at third and 1 out or even 2 outs, they don't get the run in. And they made that run go in. So I'm happy about that. Look, folks, yeah, no tax. Polanco, yeah, Polanco will likely be back. Look, and that's what I'm saying about Jared Young. Look, Jared Young should not be our cleanup hitter. He shouldn't. But, hey, I got to give love to Jared Young. He's doing a solid job for us. He's hitting 300. Jared Young is hitting above 300 for us now. Now, he's not going to stay the Lindor coming back, Polanco, Alvarez coming back and being healthy. If I'm the Mets, I'm keeping Jared Young. He's earned a stay. He's earned a stay over Melendez. Now, I don't think both of those guys are going to stay. And the thing is, Tyrone Taylor's injured too. But the Mets also got Bruce. I forgot the guy's name. Brujan, or I forgot the bench player that we have. His name. I'm not remembering his name now. But, nonetheless, Jared Young coming back has been a huge help for the Mets. Now, the Mets getting healthier. Yeah, Vidal, Brujan. You got to know that Lindor coming back, he will be going down. Eric Wagman is still up right now. But, hey, got to give a shout out to them in that regard. So, New York Mets fan, thanks for streaming the game. See you next time. Let me give an update for all of my Met fans real fast. Look, tomorrow, Mets are off. Friday is game 2 of the NBA Finals. So, how am I going to do? The NBA Finals starts at 8:30. 8:40 tip-off. The Mets game, if I'm not mistaken, is starting at 9:40 Eastern time, an hour later. We are going to start off with the NBA Finals. And from there, we're going to jump more likely towards the ending. Maybe the 5th, 6th inning, depending on when the NBA Finals ends. We are going to jump to the Mets game. So we'll be back with Mets baseball Friday night. Look, if you're on YouTube, if you're on Facebook, if you're on Twitch, wherever you're watching, thank you all so much for the support. It is right now 6:31 Eastern time. In about an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes, we are going to be back. You know it. Back for game 1 of the NBA Finals. Let's go Knicks. Let's go Mets. And everybody, you know how we say let's go for your team? Let's go you. What do you mean by let's go you? Let's go you for your dreams to come true. Let's go you for you to have good news, great news, good things happen in your life. Let's go to that as well. Take care, everybody. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe. We're going to be doing giveaways very soon. But as the channel continues to grow and develop, we're going to do. So like, share, subscribe. Send this to another Met fan. Share this channel. And let's go, everybody. Have a good one, everybody. I'll see you all in about an hour and a half, hour 45. Take care, everybody.